Right, YouTube, speaking right without further ado, retro, and this is the Revival Generation X 2018 pickups. Cheers. Right, so, a pickup I picked up off of Dainsters, mate. I'm sorry, my friend, I keep forgetting your name. Dainster did say in the comments in his was Revenge of Shinobi. He said this is a mint copy, but it was not. Didn't have instructions in it. It's probably same sort of condition as the one I had. Slightly sun faded there, unfortunately. Cartridge is very clean, but obviously missing instructions. He said that was the case. But for £8, I picked it up. But I'll probably keep an eye out for a better condition one because mine's probably about the same sort of condition as this. But I am looking for a sort of, you know, literally just sort of come out a cellophane copy sort of thing or something. But for £8. You can't really go wrong. So that's Revenge of Shinobi. So I've got a spare Revenge of Shinobi now. I bought this just for the sake of I absolutely love Castlevania 4, Resident Evil 4. And it is the Resident Evil 4, which obviously Biohazard 4 in Japan, which is the GameCube Japanese version. So just thought I bought it, buy this as just a piece of to go in the Resident Evil shrine. Got quite a few things to go in there now. We've got some nice posters, the chainsaw. I wouldn't mind getting some of the figures really, and many variants of the game. So now we have the Japanese variant of Resident Evil 4, which I love these little Japanese boxes. They are really, really, really cool. Really cool. Why do they always get better boxes in Japan than what we get? But, you know, and loads of games that we don't get as well. And that was so it says £8 and £10 for those two, which is very good prices. I believe this is Cadaver. Well, I know this is Cadaver, which is Bitmap Brothers on the Amiga. Now I've been after this for a little while, but it's always eluded me at £20 to £40, I believe. And I think I picked this up between £8 and £12. In fact, I can tell you what I got the bundle for. So it's this one, which is Cadaver, which is in really nice condition. Big box, nice condition. A little bit of wear and tear, but you know, you really can't complain for the price that I got these for. So that's Cadaver, Beastbusters, which is also it's a first-person shooter. I've got to remove that label. That's no problem. We'll get rid of that with the label remover. So Beastbusters. These are all Amiga. Menace. Now this is taking a little bit of knock, this one. So there's Menace there. Unfortunately it has some crease in there. A little bit on the side there. And on the top there as well. Unfortunately. But that's okay for me, that condition. It's probably a 5 or a 6. But the box is still structurally sound. And it has had some sort of a knock, but someone's managed to get the shape back out of it okay. So not too bad. So Menace there. I believe this was marked up for £8, which is a very good price. But I managed to get all of these bundled together. And this was, I believe they had 24 on this. Now, I've seen this go on eBay with, and that's the important part there, with the hat. Everything's in there, instructions and the hat. Now I've seen this go with the hat for £80 to £100, just this game on its own. But looking on eBay since I've got back, generally you're going to pay £20 to £25 for this in this condition without the hat. There is one with the hat, but I don't think he really knows what he's got because, like I said, I've usually seen this go for £80 to £100 with the hat. And I do actually have this, if you've watched my other pickups videos, but this box is in lovely condition. Mine's got some slight indentations, so I shall be keeping this one and selling on my other one. So we got all of those games there. So that's Menace, Beastbusters, Cadaver, and Hudson Hawk. And I believe for all of those, I paid £54, I believe. So, like I say, Hudson Hawk on its own would generally cost you more than that in that condition with that hat. Cadavers, usually a £20 to £40 game. Beast Busters, I would say £20, maybe 15 to 20. Menace is usually sort of upwards of, I'd say between £10 and £20 as well. So that's blatantly better than eBay prices right there. Because a few people have been saying it's dear, this event that we've been to, but I really disagree with them. I really strongly disagree, because these games would cost you a lot more than that on eBay. I can 100% tell you that, as I'm buying Amiga games on eBay all the time, so I know my prices very well. Obviously, prices do differ, but I was very pleased with those prices anyway. So if I put these back, and then we shall show you some more. So yes, so the next ones were, right, I'll show you. This one was from Dainster's stall, and I probably did pay full price on this, to be honest, but I've been after this one for a little while. He did have it in a box protector, but I've upgraded it into the 5mm box protectors from Game Vault, because the Game Vault box protectors is lovely, do the job. So I upgraded to the last few boxes I had of those. So, which is Mario Kart 64. There's a slight little knock there. You know, it's not 100% clean, but it's certainly not a... It's a strong 7, I would say. It's certainly due for my collection. I'm not much of a 64 collector, but I was after this on the 64. So, I believe they had this up for 50, and I said I'd do 40, and they said call it 45, and I thought 45 is probably a stronger end of the market, but I'm happy to pay that, because it's complete, it has manual, and everything. Okay, the box could be slightly better condition, but Dainster's a good lad. His mate was cool as well. Spent drinking many beers on a Friday. Those boys are coming down to Bristol this next month on Sunday, and we shall spend many more beers, I'd imagine. So you don't mind doing that. Like I say, a lot of these guys aren't just sellers; they're game collectors themselves. So you know, they're not always after the most price they can push out of you. You know, they're just selling on their wares so they can get different games for themselves. And these 3 games here, I bundled together. This is off another stall. And I got Yoshi's Story, which is in nice condition. Unfortunately, this didn't have manual with it. So, but on a whole, this is nice. You know, it's pretty easy to get yourself a manual for one of these. They do come up. So we got Yoshi's Story. Another game that a lot of people don't seem to know what there is when they see it, which is Prince of Persia. Now you may think that this is a quite common game on the Super Nintendo. It has a slight mark there. It's not a 100%er. It's probably a strong 7, I would say. Because it does have some markings. But you try and find this on eBay now. It has a slight dent there as well. You know, but if we got the old iron out and give it an iron, I think you could bring it up to an 8. But I haven't done anything with it other than put it in the box protector. So, now you may think this is quite a common game on the old Super Nintendo. And in some cases you'd be right. There's quite a few American versions. But the reason I've got this is because it's a silver Konami box, which is obviously the British release. Now this is getting rarer to find. There is one on eBay at the moment for $39.99 or best offer. All the others are $72. There's 3 of them on eBay, I believe, at the moment. This one was marked up at £24. Now that's quite a considerable difference. That's £16 difference in eBay price. And you know me, if you watch my channel, I didn't pay £24 for it. So, and this next one, this is a minter, this. I actually do have this, but this is a good 9 for condition. So, it is Yoshi's Island 2, or Super Mario World, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. I'll get it right in a moment. And this is Absolutely, this is a 9 out of 10 box. I got a feeling this is going to get its own SNES porn box video. So yeah, this is really it's got no imperfections on it whatsoever. I'll tell a lie, it does have one slight. If I take it out of the box and show you, because in these boxes it's a little bit deceiving. So you know, you can make a game look better than what it is when you put it in one of these protectors. And that's another good thing with them. So as you can see, the box is immaculate. It really is in impeccable condition. It is lovely. You are not going to get a Super Nintendo game in better condition than this. You just won't. You won't find them. And the only bit of damage to the box, if I can see that dent there, that's it. And that's only because I'm pointing it out to you. If I open it, you can see it's all there. It's all clean. That really is a lovely example of that game. You won't find any better than that. Now they had that marked up for 55. So it's 55, 24, 24 was it? So it came to 104, I believe, in total what they were charging for it. So I said, are they all complete? And they said, yeah, they believed they were. But when we checked Yoshi's Island, it was missing the manual, as I said. So that's these three here. So I think they wanted 104. And I said, well, you know, it's missing the manual. I said, what are you thinking? What's the best you can do if I buy all three now? They said 90. No, I think they said 90, and then still the manual was missing. And I said, I'll tell you what, I'll do you 85. And they took 85 cash for all three of those. So that is a fantastic price. Like I say, in this condition, you're going to pay 60 to 70, I would say, on eBay for this. Maybe more in this condition. You don't really see them in this condition. Prince of Persia, you're looking at 40. So there's 100 odd quid there straight away. And Yoshi's Story, you're looking at 25, even without the manual, I would say. You know, you can pay £20 for the cartridge on its own. So I haven't looked that up, so don't take my word as gospel for that. I might be wrong on the price for that. But for £85, one thing I'll tell you I'm not wrong with, and that is I got a bargain for those three games. And they should certainly be going in the SNES collection and the N64 collection. So, like I say, they didn't come in these boxes, by the way. The one that I got off Dainster did have a 3mm protector, but I put them in my 5mm protectors when I got home, just to make sure they've got, so I can unite them with the rest of the collection, and then, you know, so we go from there. Right. When I first got to Revival, these are the first two pickups that I've done. You may have witnessed this one was one I saw on Soulfront Retro's game room tour with Alex, Nintendo Arcade. And as soon as I saw this, like the Game Chaser said, I knew I had to have it. So when I was speaking to Matt at Soulfront Retro, he said this was the only one of this that he had at the event. So like I say, I knew I had to have it. I said, right, I better buy it now then, before you sell it to anyone else. And that is, if I can show you, the Street Fighter 2 picture. Absolutely gorgeous, framed, and really, really nice. The quality of these, it really is second to none. They are absolutely beautiful. If you want prints done for your games room and they're going to look top notch, you really want to go to Matt Soulfront Retro. I very rarely give things 10 out of 10, but these are 10 out of 10. They really are absolutely superb, and that will look fantastic once it's up in the games room, once we've rearranged everything. The pit that is, without further ado, Retro's recording studio, base, living room, whatever you want to call it, and games room. And another one, so I bundled it up, I bought two, Matt sorted me out as well. His prices are very reasonable, very, very reasonable, especially for the quality. He takes real pride in what he does, and the quality is really second to none. These are 10 out of 10, and then this one is, which is the Chase HQ Spectrum loading screen. Absolutely a thing of beauty. Really, really nice. Absolutely superb. The quality is lovely. And trying to show, this isn't doing it justice at all. You're just getting a shot of me, my ugly mug, and the camera. But yeah, take my word for it. I'll show you them when they're hung up in the room properly. These really are a thing of beauty. There was another one that I wanted. I did see before Matt went down. He was doing a Renegade 1, or I think Sydney Steve sent me some pictures. He had a Renegade 1 of Spectrum. Unfortunately, when I went back to get it on the second day, it was gone. But I know for a fact I'm going to buy some more off of Matt's Soulfunk Retro. If you look at Soulfunk Retro pixel art or Google it, whatever, I'm not sorry, Matt. I'd like to put the details in the thing below, but I don't know how. But I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find him. His work is second to none, and I can assure you I will be buying more artwork from him. And I may also be getting commissioning him to do some personalised pieces for me. He does do that, but he was telling me he's just gone to, I believe he's now lead graphics designer at where he works. So he's stepped up, so he is now the man when it comes to graphics design in his job. So he's the top head honcho. So with more, with the higher, with a higher responsibility. So he has more responsibility at work. So he's quite strapped for time. So the commission stuff he doesn't do a lot of, and obviously it can be quite costly because of obviously he doesn't have a lot of time with doing stalls, doing a full-time job, and having a family as well, But like I say, if you want some impeccable artwork, really bring out the best in your games room and really sort of spark that nostalgia buzz, then Matt Soulfunk Retro is where it's at. He's the guy that you need to be seeing. Right, and now for the piece de resistance. We will be back. Right, and the last one is Super Nintendo. I've got to take that sticker off. I've also put it in a 5mm box protector, which is the iconic Street Fighter 2-pack Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo Street Fighter 2-pack, which is the pack that I had when I was a kid. It was the first Super Nintendo I had. Like I say, very nostalgic for me. My dad actually came home around November 15th, 1993, if I'm right. Maybe 94. 93, I think. Maybe 94, I might be wrong. And this pack had been out a little while. And not long, and my dad came home. Obviously, he'd put in some overtime at work, and he said, "Right then, boy, get your shoes on. We're going to go and get your Super Nintendo." And I was all excited as a young little whippersnapper. I was like, "Oh, I'm going to get my Super NES. I'm going to get my SNES." So I rushed in the car. We rang round. There was none in Yate. There was none in Sodbury. We managed to find one in Tandy in Downend, and basically they said, yeah, we've got one left. We got one left, and that's it. So my dad said, "Don't sell it. We're on our way. We're gonna come and get it now." So I was like, all excited. It's a few miles away from my home. So jumped in my dad's car, all excited. Got there, pulled up, went in the car park roundabout. All excited, got out of the car, and as I got out of the car, I tripped over and I twisted my ankle. So my dad's like, calm down, boy, calm down, it's all right. So then I hobbled to Tandy's. We managed to get my Super Nintendo. I was chuffed as nuts. It was this pack. Absolutely blown away. We hadn't seen it on the Super Nintendo. It was it really, really was. You know, it was like, whoa, it looks arcade perfect and all that on the back. So got this. I've obbled into the house. I think I phoned my mate Harry. I don't think Harry was with us when we went to pick it up, but I phoned Harry and said, Harry, quick, I've got a Street Fighter 2 and SNES and that. So Harry came down, which is my good mate Rob's brother. Rob and Harry. Harry is my year. Rob several years above myself in school years. And Harry came down. I don't know where Rob was. Rob was probably working. So me and Harry were playing this. Unfortunately, on this pack you only get the one controller. So we're taking it in turns. I think the next day or so I got a second controller. My parents got me another controller. So I was playing this, and to make the greatest day a perfect day. If you've watched the channel, you've probably heard this story before, but I'm going to tell it because it's the one time I ever got one over on a certain individual, the nemesis of my channel, you may say, in my younger days. Even though he was a friend, you know, but he always got everything he's a git. So yeah, so I got a knock at the door then, and it was the dreaded Dougal McTavish. And Dougal McTavish was downstairs. He's all gloating. He's like, I just thought I'll come and tell you I'm getting my Super Nintendo tomorrow. And I said, that's nice, Dougal. I said, I'm upstairs playing mine now with Street Fighter 2. And he was, Street Fighter 2. And he come running up, and it's probably the only ever time that that I've basically got something before Dougal McTavish. Yeah, because the PlayStation was after this one. So yeah. So yeah, I was ahead of Dougal McTavish by a day. But it's the first time ever, and it was just the greatest ending to the perfect day. So yeah, so Dougal McTavish, I got the one up on Dougal McTavish as well. So I've been after the one of these. Like I say, it's not in the perfect condition. It's in fairly nice condition. The machine has no yellowing at all, apart from on the joypad, where you plug the joypads in, has slight yellowing. You could retro bright it, but what I've decided is my machine actually that I have, because I obviously have a Super Nintendo, is perfect. So I've put the perfect one in this box, and the one with slight yellowing I've taken out, and I'll be using that console. So I've got a perfect in-box, kept out of the way one for if anything goes wrong, I've got a backup. But this Super Nintendo really is, you know, especially under this light, you wouldn't really see the yellowing. It's that minimal. But yeah, I managed to get this for. I had a collector's condition Shenmue 2, and it was in. I mean, the box it was in it cost me £5 or £10. In a 5mm box protector, really nice. For also a game from Game Vault. If you want any box protectors, my Game Vault really are the sort of high-end 5mm stuff. You know, if you want the full 100% protection, they do the 5mm SNES boxes, you know, SNES mini boxes. They do lots of boxes for Super Nintendo and that. They do a few on the Amiga as well, obviously. But yeah, so this was, so I traded in that Shenmue 2 in the box protector, and they give me 40 quid trade on it. Now I would say that I probably have sold that for 70 plus maybe at a push. In that condition, it really was collector's condition. It was mint. It was a lot better than any of the ones that were in the show. It really was mint. It was a real nice condition, but I was never going to play it, so it was sat on my shelf collecting dust, never to be played. I put it towards this. I managed to do that and pay £85 and get this. So obviously the box protector I've purchased since Revival. The box protector cost me £20, which may seem steep, but they do bring out the best in the boxes. They hold the shape very nicely. It looks great in the box protector. I might even get another one of these just so I can have front and back on display. This didn't include the poster, but everything else was, all the console was in the original baggies, everything was in original baggies. Unfortunately, the only thing missing from it was the original poster. All the inserts and everything's there, but no original poster. So I'm now on the hunt for the original poster. So, but okay, YouTube, that is my Revival Generation X 2018 pickups. I think I've done pretty well. Like I say, bargains were there to be had. Anyone who couldn't get bargains maybe aren't as cheeky as me and won't ask for them, or that's the whole point of these things. It's like a market, isn't it? Like, someone says a price and they say, "Oh, would you do this?" And they say, "Oh, I'll meet you at that." And that's what it's all about. You never pay the ticket price. Always try and get something off, because even if you get £1 off, that's £1 towards some other games. You know what I mean? 20 times of doing that, that's £20 towards some other games. Most of these people are like collectors, like you and me, and a lot of the times, I mean, I like when I've sold on eBay, I sold Ghostbusters on the PlayStation 3 to a lady, and she come through and she said, "Oh, I think I had it for like £9 or something." And she said, "Oh, would you take £6.99 or something like that?" And I said, "Yeah, all right, my love, no problem, as long as it's going towards someone who's going to enjoy it." And she said, my little boy will absolutely love once he gets hold of this game. He's going to really enjoy it." And you know what? She sent me a picture of him enjoying that game and his little sister watching. And that sort of warmed my heart a little bit, because that those games have gone on to someone else who's going to appreciate them. So it's not always about getting the best money that you can squeeze out of someone, or, squeezing someone for the most money. It is in a retail situation when it's like that. But when you're at these events and you're with other people that are collectors, say, there's collectors on both sides of the table. They're selling you their wares, you're trying to get new wares, but you're both on the same page. So, these people are, they're there to make money, but they're also very, very reasonable. So, and it's all part of the fun, isn't it? The banter and the bargaining, So as long as you can get a bargain and you know what you're doing, if you do the booters and you think you're used to this sort of stuff. Some people are embarrassed to barter, or embarrassed. That's what it's about. It really is. It's part of the fun. It really is part of the fun. I mean, perhaps it's because I've been doing all this sort of thing since I was 12 years old, and maybe younger, buying games out of Trade It and Gumtree and car boot sales and things. And now I'm 38 years old, so I'm quite a seasoned pro. But there is people that's got I've got nothing on them, like, you know what I mean. But that's what it's all about. And like I say, Revival was a great weekend. There wasn't anything wrong with it. The only thing that was wrong with this weekend was there wasn't enough hours in the day, and that to me is a real sign of a great event. Like I say, Revival, 10 out of 10 this year. Really, really blown away by it. But like I say, also a big part of it was the company, meeting up with Mark, Burnt Out Culture and Old School. We just got on like kids that had gone to school with each other. We just on a right naughty day out, like, drinking, playing up, laughing. It really, really was superb. And to top it off, I got some great pickups, some stuff that I've been after for a long time, and got some really good prices. I know for a fact I wouldn't be able to pick up the stuff that I picked up on eBay for cheaper. There's no way. I'm an avid buyer on eBay, and there's not a chance that I would have paid at least minimal 40 or 50 quid more on eBay. Minimal, if not more. So, like I say, if you've never been to a Revival, the next one that comes up, book your tickets, because they go fast. And hopefully we'll see you there. So, alright YouTube, like, comment, share and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Cheers.